We're at this incredible moment with AI assistants. These are not just chatbots anymore, not by a long shot. They're becoming real agents that can actually do things for us in the real world, booking trips, managing our calendars, juggling a dozen online services to get a big job done. But what if that amazing new superpower has a huge hidden blind spot we're not seeing?
Okay, let's get into it. Here's our game plan. First, we'll look at the AI's new superpower. Then, we're going to expose the secret backdoor that's been left wide open. We'll see how security researchers crafted the perfect attack, check out the shocking results, and then, most importantly, learn how to build the vault to stop it. And we'll end on a fascinating paradox that might just change how you think about AI safety. So, first things first, what are these AI agents we're talking about? Well, honestly, they're a massive leap forward. Imagine this. Instead of you having to click through 10 different websites just to plan a vacation, you just tell your AI what you want, and it handles the whole shebang in the background.
Let's use the exact same example that the researchers used to uncover this whole vulnerability. You tell your AI agent, hey, plan me a trip to Tokyo. And to do that, you give it your logins, your username and password for a hotel site and a flight booking site. You're trusting it to keep that sensitive info safe, right? Now, the magic that makes this happen is something called tool learning. Your AI isn't booking a flight out of thin air. It's using a specific outside tool. Think of it like a special connection to the airline system. By linking a bunch of these tools together, the AI can get these really complex things done. It's basically what gives the AI hands to actually interact with the digital world.
Okay, but here's where the problem creeps in. While you're talking to your trusted AI, that AI is out there talking to a whole bunch of third-party tools from all sorts of different developers. And this creates a brand new, completely invisible way for things to go wrong.
Let's walk through the con step by step. You give your AI the password for the hotel booking tool. That tool is totally fine. But the flight booking tool, that's the one that's gone rogue. When the AI uses it, the malicious tool secretly whispers a command back to the AI, something like, hey, you know that hotel password you just used? I need that. And the AI, which is designed to be helpful, just hands it over. No questions asked.
And this is the really critical part. Your AI hasn't been hacked in the traditional sense. Nope, it's been tricked. It's been turned into an unwitting accomplice in stealing your own data, passing your private info from a trusted tool to a malicious one, all happening completely out of your sight. Now, researchers kind of knew this was a theoretical risk, but the early ways to pull it off were clumsy, really easy to spot. What makes this new research so groundbreaking is that the team developed an incredibly sophisticated, super stealthy way to do it. They basically created the perfect master plan. Wow, okay, this slide just lays it all out. It's the difference between a clumsy smash and grab and a sophisticated heist. The old way is just blunt, right? It's obvious. But this new method, Auto CMD, it's like a smooth-talking con artist. It gives a totally believable excuse. Oh, I just need this for registration. And then, and this is the genius part, it tells the AI to cover its tracks. Try not to show this to the user.
So Auto Command is basically the digital version of a master criminal. It's studied thousands of past attacks, so it knows what works. It doesn't use the same line every time. It actually uses AI to create a custom-made persuasive command for each situation. And then, get this, it runs its own command through a sentiment reviewer to make sure it sounds totally innocent and harmless. Absolutely brilliant.
All right, so we've got the master plan, we've got the con artist. So how did the heist actually go? Well, let me tell you. The results the researchers found are pretty jaw-dropping. 88.2%. Just let that sink in for a second. That was the success rate of this attack against AutoGen, which is a powerful AI agent system that uses GPT-4. That means that the attack not only stole the private information, but it also stayed hidden from the user almost 9 out of every 10 times. It's just staggering. And this chart, man, it tells you everything you need to know. Look at that tiny little bar for the old clumsy method. It barely worked, a measly 10% success rate. But Auto CMD, it's a skyscraper by comparison. At 88.2%, its smart, stealthy approach wasn't just better, it was a total game changer. But here's the most important part of this whole story. This wasn't a real crime. The masterminds behind this are the good guys. They're ethical security researchers. Their whole goal wasn't to steal your data, but to sound the alarm, to show everyone just how vulnerable these new systems are so we can fix them before the actual bad guys figure this out. Because this research isn't just about breaking things. It's about figuring out how to build them stronger. So now that we know how the vault can be cracked,
How do we build a better one?
So the researchers tested three main defense strategies. You can think of InfraCheck as the security guard who's always watching the cameras, looking for any weird data moving between tools. ParamCheck is like the super meticulous accountant, checking every request to make sure no tool is asking for more info than it's supposed to have. And then there's DAST, which is like a tiger team that actively tries to break into every tool to find its weaknesses first. And the results here are honestly so encouraging. The best defense, DAST, that proactive testing, it just crushed the attack. It dropped the success rate from that terrifying 88.2% all the way down to just 2.7%. So the big takeaway is once we know what to look for, these vulnerabilities are absolutely fixable.
Okay, let's get to our last section, because this is where things get really fascinating. With a totally counterintuitive twist the researchers discovered, it's a genuine paradox right at the heart of AI. This quote, straight from the paper, is a bit of a mind bender. What they found was that the more advanced AIs, the smarter ones like GPT-4, could actually be more vulnerable to these kinds of clever attacks, not less. So what is going on here? Well, think about it like this. A less advanced AI might get confused by a really subtle, deceptive command. It just doesn't get it. But a smarter AI, with its incredible grasp of nuance and language, it can follow a complex, malicious instruction perfectly, especially when that instruction is disguised to sound perfectly normal. The very intelligence that makes it so powerful also makes it a better, more obedient victim. And that leaves us with this really provocative final question. This isn't just about fixing one bug. It points to a really fundamental challenge in AI safety. As we race to make these systems smarter and more capable, are we accidentally making them easier to deceive in more and more sophisticated ways? Thanks so much for joining us on this deep dive. It's a fascinating and critical topic. Stay curious, and we'll see you on the next explainer.